Now, law enforcers have had their hands full dealing with people who are hell-bent on breaking lockdown regulations. Over the weekend, several offenders were arrested for disregarding rules. Police also bust religious gatherings. Make SA Safe founder Yusuf Abramjee joins us now via Skype for more. So, Yusuf, just criminals, it seems, have been arrested in KwaZulu-Natal trying to deceive police. How are they cornered?
Good afternoon, Shahan. Well, the KwaZulu-Natal Premier gave the modus operandi. He said in two separate incidents, parlor vehicles were used. So in the one near Pongola, a vehicle was stopped. The man claimed to be from a parlor. They claimed there was a body in the coffin. And when they opened the coffin, they found about 8 bags or so of daha stashed inside the coffin. All 3 people were arrested. In a separate incident, a man claiming to be also from a funeral parlor was stopped, only to be found out that he had a fake permit and he was purporting to be impersonating officials from a funeral parlor, and he was also arrested. So people are trying to, again, circumvent the law by coming up with these tricks, Sean.
And it doesn't stop there. 5 people also arrested in Gauteng for impersonating police officers and soldiers, as well as emergency workers.
Yes, 3 separate incidents. The one north of Pretoria, there was a common robbery. Police responded. They stopped a vehicle with 2 men and a woman inside. The one was a former reservist. They all had uniforms on. Police recovered some of the items that they were stolen, and all 3 of them were arrested for impersonating the police officials. Investigations are now underway to ascertain how they obtained those police uniforms. In another incident in Heidelberg, police were on patrol in Voortrekker Road. They found a guy in full military gear. They stopped him, only to be found out he again was impersonating to be a member of the South African National Defence Force, and he was arrested. And in the 3rd incident in Johannesburg, a man driving a white vehicle with red lights claimed to be working for a emergency service. He claimed he was an employee. Police searched the car, found an illegal weapon, and he was also arrested on charges of impersonation.
So since the start of the long weekend, Yusuf, of course, we have seen that police have arrested 41 congregants in 2 separate religious gatherings. On Friday, when we spoke, you clearly warned against this, and it's still happening.
Yes, on Friday, you remember when we spoke, I said despite a lawyer giving a statement, retracting it, going to a place of worship is illegal. You will be arrested. Do not fall foul of the law. And yet, in the afternoon in Pretoria West, 17 people were arrested, found in a building, busy with their prayers, members of the Muslim community. They were granted bail yesterday. In a separate incident in Mpumalanga, not far from Komati Port, near the Swaziland border almost, 24 people were arrested, and that viral video went all around, causing quite an outcry, and people even having a full go at me on Twitter, saying that I was defending the members of the Muslim community. For the record, I've said repeatedly, if you break the law, you will be arrested. And yes, the South African Human Rights Commission has issued a statement about the blasphemous comments made against the Prophet, peace be upon him, as well as the Minister of Police have apologized. But again, please remember, it is illegal to go to a place of worship. It is illegal to pray in a congregation. Whether it is a mosque, a temple, a synagogue, a church, do not fall foul of the law. You will be arrested, and many of these people have been refused bail and will only appear in court on Tuesday. So it's a very serious charge. We need to abide by the laws, and we need to make sure that we don't break the laws. That these are strict lockdown regulations, even under level 4 and level 3. Those regulations will still remain in place, Shahan.
Yeah, and then lastly, government planning to introduce a curfew starting this Friday. Just tell us, what does this mean, and what are the consequences for those breaking this law?
Well, the indications are that government is going to formally regulate a curfew, which means that you cannot leave your home from 8 o'clock in the evening until 5 in the morning, unless you're an essential worker going to work or coming from work. Now, we know some other countries have implemented the curfew, Saudi Arabia, some parts of Turkey. Please, again, I'm giving a warning. Do not take a chance by saying that you're going to a shop or you're going to a pharmacy or you're going to a doctor, unless it's a genuine emergency. But the rules are you are not allowed to leave your house. So come the 1st of May, if the curfew is implemented, police are going to clamp down, the soldiers are going to be clamping down. We need to make sure we abide by that curfew, because government has made it very clear they need to put these measures in. Because as we're seeing in many areas, while there's general consensus that the lockdown is being adhered, many communities are taking it for granted. They're breaking the law, which is dangerous.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Make SA Safe founder Yusuf Abramjee. Thanks for that.